The tropical downpours may get out of here just in time for the evening hours for us to watch the fireworks. And, you know, that seems to have been the drill as we go for the last couple days and go into today, where we're seeing those downpours and then they move out and they roll back in. So I'm not expecting a weekend washout or a 4th of July washout or even a Thursday washout, because we're already seeing dry conditions. So therefore, we are warm. We've got temperatures in the upper 70s and lower 80s. Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Key West feels like temperatures in the mid to upper 80s once you factor in the relative humidity to the air temperature, even the 90s in the Keys. As for rainfall, we are expecting another round of storms later this morning into the afternoon hours. Noticing the storm coverage in the Keys and into Broward and Miami-Dade starting just after lunchtime. That will favor our coastline because of the steering component of our winds. So therefore, when we see the breaks from the rain, look, we are expecting highs to reach the 90s. We're keeping the rain chance high tomorrow. Again, the models are showing that we'll probably see the worst of the weather earlier in the day. So unfortunately, yes, for the barbecues, yes, for your afternoon plans, and the parades may be a little wet, but we should dry out for the evening plans. As for showers, they've got a very strong storm right now right over No Name Key in towards Marathon. I'll continue to watch that. The other reason we're seeing the dry conditions is because we have some Saharan dust already still back into the forecast. Let's go to the tropics. All right, so I'm happy to tell you the National Hurricane Center is fine-tuning this area of disturbed weather. You can see they're now only highlighting the Atlantic and the coast of the Carolinas, just off the coast, as we are expecting whatever the system to become, possibly becoming something as we go into the weekend. Again, our biggest threat for the weekend will be the stalled out front as it slides its way down towards the south and stays just right over Tampa. We'll be ahead of it. And look at all that moisture content we're expecting. So it's going to be a wet 4th of July from time to time, but then we should dry out as this area becomes something, moves further away from us. The further away it gets, the better our weather pattern will be. I'll have all that timed out in the 7-day forecast in just a bit.
I'm giving you a live look right now at 441 as it meets I-95 going northbound. This is where you do have an accident and there is a left lane blocked on the off-ramp here. So let's take a look at your maps. You can see that the delays are starting to build up, that little pocket of orange that you see, but it's not too bad. Once you get past it, you are in the green. Definitely just be aware of maybe some emergency vehicles in that area. Another area we're seeing some delays, the Don Shula Expressway going northbound, approaching Kendall Drive. You see all that red starting to build up there. That is no fun. So definitely give yourself a little extra time if that's part of your commute this morning. I'll leave you with some drive times here at 595 going eastbound. It'll take you 12 to 6 minutes to get you where you need to go. Be safe. Okay,
the time is 6:18. Good Thursday morning, South Florida. Morning Field Meteorologist Julie Durda. Got to get your day going, and I want you to know we've got the calm before the afternoon storms. This is what happened yesterday, and I believe this is going to be a very similar forecast today. Look at the areas that received so much rainfall. Parts of Hialeah in towards Homestead, over an inch and a quarter to an inch and a half of rain. Miami about a half an inch, but notice Broward County, you only received like a 1/10 of an inch of rain. So similar forecast today, where we'll see concentrated showers and storms over one area, where the other one will just see maybe a trace or so of rain. Right now we're rain free over our Hollywood Beach camp, so make sure you are enjoying the time that we can. If you need to get outdoors and plan some things, the one thing I can tell you though, be prepared to have an extra bottle of water because it's hot and humid out there. Temperatures are in the lower 80s, but with the southwest wind, it feels so much warmer to the skin, as our dew points are in the mid to upper 70s, well off the charts. So for rainfall right now, we are seeing dry conditions for Broward and Miami-Dade, but keep that rain gear handy. You're going to need it this afternoon as the storms do push towards the metro coastal areas. We have some heavy downpours right now occurring over parts of Marathon and No Name Key, so I'll watch that. But overall, the widespread precipitation not really expected in our forecast, even though we will be all under this frontal boundary that's going to slide to the south, providing for fantastic weather for much of the Midwest to the Northeast. But for us here in the South, that front stalls out and keeps us unsettled. We have some monsoonal moisture out west if your travels take you out for the long holiday weekend. We are still under the influence of this upper level low, drawing in our moisture from the south and pushing the storms towards the metro coastal areas today. So Miami-Dade, Broward, be prepared for those afternoon storms leading into the evening hours. Now watch what happens. This is one of the many models that we're looking at. This model is hinting tomorrow for 4th of July. The wettest time will be in the later half of the morning and the afternoon hours. But then watch what happens once the sun does set. This model hints that will be mostly dry, which will be good news for all the fireworks. But I do need to tell you, this area we've been watching across the Atlantic is something we're going to continue to talk about because it could be our next named storm. Again, it's not going to be a factor for us. It is going to just continue to bring some rainfall for the Carolinas. We're going to be talking about the stalled out front. So if your travels take you up and down the state for the 4th of July holiday, be prepared. It is going to be soggy. It's going to be wet anywhere from Jacksonville all the way down here to the Keys. Flood threat highest tomorrow in our forecast here in Miami-Dade and Broward. It's an additional 1 to 2 inches of rain once everything is said and done. From what we've seen this week, any more additional rainfall could bring us some flooding concerns, but we need it. Look, we're in the severe to moderate drought conditions. 4th of July, again, not a complete washout. What feels like temperatures in the 90s, soggy setup into the early afternoon hours. Hopefully we are going to dry out like that model hints for all the firework displays Friday night.
This accident is still pretty active out here on 441 as you approach I-95. You can see the delays here because the on-ramps or the off-ramps left lane is blocked. It involves this accident some hazardous materials and multiple cars. So definitely maybe avoid the area. Let me show you on your maps where we're looking here. You can see the delays as you approach the Golden Glades interchange. That's where that accident is. So definitely maybe jump off before you get to this area. Let me take you over here to another area we're seeing some delays. This is the Don Shula Expressway as you approach Kendall Drive. You can see that red here, speeds coming in as slowly as 14 miles per hour. So put some good music on, maybe take the coffee to go if this is part of your commute. I'll leave you with some drive times. Broward County, this is 595 going eastbound. It'll take you 12 to 6 minutes to get you where you need to go. Be safe out there.
Look.
Well, Alexis, I have the details that everybody is going to want to know to plan the holiday. And I've been talking about it all week long. So, ladies and gentlemen, the forecast still calls for that chance of showers for your 4th of July. But the models are becoming better in agreement that we may see the storms pull out of our area just in time for us to enjoy some fireworks once the sun does set. As for today, kind of the opposite. We're going to start the storms a little later, so they're going to stick around a little longer. As for temperatures, since we're seeing the calm before the storms, we're in the 80s, but it feels more like the mid to upper 80s and even the 90s down by the Keys. So my in-house model pulls a few showers by the Keys by around lunchtime, but Broward and Miami-Dade, we tap into that sea breeze driven storm coverage around 3 till about 6 o'clock tonight, and then going into the 8 o'clock hour as well. So rain chances highest later today, as you can see, starting off the day, maybe a few sprinkles down by the Keys. Rain chances sitting at 60% for your 4th of July. I don't want you to get worried. It's not going to be a complete washout of a Friday, 4th of July or weekend, but we are going to see some storms. As for the storms right now, right over No Name Key and Marathon, some moderate to heavy rain. You'll notice this morning those hazy conditions again starting off the day. It's all thanks to the Sahara and dust. Let's go to the tropical update. Okay, the National Hurricane Center fine-tuning the forecast. Look, they are now showing that whatever this may become, it looks as though it will be enhanced over the Atlantic and just off the coast of the Carolinas. And for us, as I mentioned since Monday, regardless of development of whatever that is, our focus is going to be the stalled out front, bringing us the highest rain chances going into tomorrow. Our in-house model pulls the storms again into the afternoon hours and pushing off into the Saturday. And going into Saturday is when it looks as though the models are hinting something could develop just off the coast of the Carolinas. I'll have a lot more in our forecast coming up.
Good morning, South Florida. Let's take a look at your maps here. You do have an accident on 441 as you approach I-95 going northbound. You can see that you have some bumper-to-bumper traffic here in that one left lane because you do have a left lane blocked. So let me show you here what it looks like on your maps. You are seeing the red right there as you approach the Golden Glades interchange. This, again, is taking some time here. It's not a big pocket of congestion, but definitely give yourself a little extra time if that is part of your commute. I want to show you another area where we're seeing some delays here. This right here is the Don Shula Expressway. As you approach Kendall Drive, you can see that little bit of red there and then orange. But the good news is once you get past it, you're in the green and it's not too long that you'll be sitting there. But if this is part of your commute, also give yourself some time. I'll leave you with some drive times here. 595 going eastbound Broward County. You guys are accident free. This right here is I-75 2S1 will take you 12 minutes. University Drive 2S1 will take you 6. Be safe out there.
Showers and storms moving into our forecast later this morning in the afternoon hours. We will have a soaking 4th of July holiday to start. I really think that once we get closer to the evening hours on 4th of July, I'll pinpoint all of this for you tomorrow when we get the last minute early model run. A lot of the models already this morning hinting will be dry by the evening hours, but I do have to warn you, any parades, any outdoor barbecues will be pretty much a soaker until then. And we are still watching that disturbance just off the coast of the Carolinas. But the good news is they're National Hurricane Center fine-tuning the forecast with the models, keeping the system well away from us and keeping us under just what's going to be more tropical moisture from a stalled out front. So now that you know the forecast, now you can plan, right? Because we've been talking about it all week long. We are expecting those showers and storms as we go into the end of the week and the weekend. Again, not a weekend washout, just like today. Right now, we're dry. I know it looks hazy. That Saharan dust is in place. So we will see those milky skies, and it's warm because we don't have the rain that brought the very comfortable conditions the past previous mornings. So winds moving out of southwest, dew points in the mid to upper 70s. It is humid. It feels like the 90s out there. As for rain, the only showers I'm seeing right now is down by Marathon Key and No Name Key, widening the view. That cold front already sliding into the northern half of the state, and that's going to bring us what's going to keep us an unsettled weather pattern for the weekend. Nationally, if you're traveling out of town or out of the state, you're going to be enjoying some fabulous weather almost everywhere across the U.S. except for the southwest. They're going to be pretty hot and humid and also deal with some monsoon moisture. For us, we have the moisture content from our winds moving in from the southwest. Scattered storms expected again today. We'll do it again tomorrow with tropical downpours, but again pushing offshore by the evening hours. National Hurricane Center fine-tuning the forecast of whatever this disturbance may be. 50% chance, but you see it's over the Atlantic. So our highest chance for a flood threat will be tomorrow because of the rainfall, the waves of rain we're expecting between today, tomorrow, and Saturday. We could receive about 1 to 2 more inches of more rain that we've been seeing days of rain already. So that'll really help us in the severe and moderate drought conditions. And as I fine-tune the forecast tomorrow even more, I think we may see some showers for the fireworks. But again, the soggy setup will really be into the afternoon hours. Headed to the beach or doing any boating, we have a low risk of occurrence for beachgoers, boaters. The bay is at a light chop, so today would be a great day to head to the beach. It's just going to be cloudy until the storms roll in later this afternoon.
This accident's still pretty active out here. This is 441 as you approach I-95 going northbound. You can see you've got some bumper-to-bumper traffic there in that left lane. That's because the off-ramp's left lane is blocked here. Let's take it to your map so you can see what that looks like here. You are seeing that pocket of red right there. Again, this is something that'll take you some time to get to. The Golden Glades interchange is always congested at this hour in the morning, so give yourself some extra time if that's part of your commute. 441 heading to I-95 going north. Another area we're seeing some delays here, Don Schuler Expressway going northbound as you approach Kendall Drive. This right here is always delayed at this moment, at this time in the morning, but you definitely want to give yourself some extra time here because it's a little bit more congested than usual. Let me take you over to some drive times, Broward County. You guys are still accident and incident free. You guys have been beautiful all morning long. 595 going eastbound, I-75 2S1 will take you 12 minutes. University Drive 2S1 will take you 7. Be safe out there.